Hi, Raina.
Hello, Megan.
Ew.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Meg.
You call me Megan.
I know. I'm sorry. It offends your soul, but it makes me so happy to offend your soul sometimes.
It does.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm the best kind of friend you could ever have.
You really are.
Yeah.
I mean, you did yell at me quite a bit today.
I did. And what did you say when I yelled at you?
I like it when you're like this.
I was feeling feisty. What did I yell at you about?
I don't even remember.
She was making a cocktail in my kitchen, and I yelled at her about something about a cocktail, right? It was something about the cocktail.
I don't know, but we're not drinking cider today.
We are not. We're drinking cocktails, guys.
Because it's a bright, summery day. We are celebrating life.
And there's also a chance I just signed a book deal on a cocktail book.
Yeah, there's that too. That's
There is that too. By the time this airs, hopefully I signed a contract.
Heck yeah.
Which means I'm eventually going to really sell you guys cocktails.
It's going to be great.
She's no longer going to be self-published.
She's going to be published.
She. Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
jokes?
let's talk about what I made lemon drops.
Oh, yeah. Well, we usually do this after, but okay. We're not doing cider today. We're doing lemon drops because Meg made a fantastic simple syrup. They are delightful. Just straight liquor. Liquor. It's liquor. Have you seen that? It's a TikTok. Never mind. But it's really good. Meg made me one and she was like, this has to go in your cocktail book. And I was like, done.
There, my contribution.
Because some publishing company is trusting me with cocktail recipes. So here we go. So anybody who wants to submit one, let me know. I need unique recipes.
I got you.
I know. Meg and I are just going to literally sit down and mix cocktails.
Add mixologist to my resume.
That's pretty much it. That's what it is. It's like I said I'm adding author and mixologist to my resume, even though I just take pretty pictures.
Uncredited published mixologist.
Yeah.
You got a joke for us?
I do have a joke. So I know today's episode is a cryptid campfire, but Megan will not tell me what exactly.
Even if I said it, you probably wouldn't remember what it's called. It's weird.
Are you trying to tell me I have a brain capacity of a donut, Megan?
A donut with sprinkles.
That was fucking offensive. At least I have sprinkles, though. I mean, that could be worse. Could be just like a plain.
Glazed.
I do love a glazed at Krispy Kreme, though.
You are definitely a glazed donut.
I mean, I really want to be offended by that, but like, can't.
That was such a good one.
It was so good. That was so good. I actually love that. Okay, I don't know if you're gonna get it because it's how I say it. Okay, so Bigfoot sometimes gets confused with Sasquatch, yet he never complains. Yeti.
I get it.
Yeti never complains. What did I say?
I don't know.
Never complains.
I get it.
Yeti never complains.
Yeti.
Okay, I said it 5 times.
Yeti doesn't complain.
Yeti doesn't complain.
Yeah, I got you.
And then kind
Ready.
of like a one-liner or like whatever, but
yeah,
this is Bigfoot, okay?
'Kay.
Bigfoot saying it, not me.
Hit me.
I'd say, come at me, bro. But you can't find me. I knew you'd like that one.
I do like that. Hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your hosts, Meg.
And I'm Raina, ready to brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go. I really like this.
So do I, except for I am babysitting my nephews tomorrow by 7 a.m. and
Fine.
vodka and I don't get along.
Take some Excedrin.
I'm going to need you to say that one more time.
Take some Excedrin. Today on Cryptid Campfire, we are talking about a cryptid, primarily in the eastern part of this great United States.
Okay.
It is called a Pukwudgie.
What the fuck is that?
A Pukwudgie.
A Pukwudgie?
Pukwudgie.
Could you spell that for me?
Pukwudgie. Like a puck, like a hockey puck, and then a wedgie.
A Pukwudgie, yeah.
Pukwudgie.
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 Pukwudgie. You got it?
I think so.
Okay.
Pukwudgie.
Pukwudgie, which is a translation from the Wampanoag language by a man named Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who wrote a poem called The Song of Hiawatha. It translates to Little Wild Man of the Woods That Vanishes. In the poem, it refers to a creature that is a, quote, mischievous Pukwudgie. They killed the giant of the poem by pelting it with pine cones. Henry Longfellow got his inspiration of the creature by Henry Schoolcraft, who wrote about the Ojibwa folklore that his wife had told him, and she was native.
Okay.
So his native wife told him these stories. He wrote about it, and he wrote about the Pukwudgie.
Okay.
And then it was put into poetry.
Okay.
So that's how we know.
And he was killed via pine cone.
Nope, the Pukwudgie killed via pine cone.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Little suckers.
Wait, so the Pukwudgie, the holiday hoobie Wuddy died via pine cone?
No, the Pukwudgie kills people with a pine cone. He kills the giant in the story with a pine cone.
Got it.
Kind of like a David and Goliath,
just
right?
about to say that. It was David and Goliath.
Man.
Okay.
One brain cell.
I mean, we're at least 1.5 together. It's offensive.
If we're lucky.
Me and my glazed donut over here.
The cryptid is a humanoid creature in the Wampanoag folklore, but also has links to the Mohegan and Algonian natives.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty much across the Great Lakes, the New England, and the transatlantic
Very
states.
well-known
Yeah.
being.
That area.
Thing.
They are said to be the oldest mythical creature in North America.
And I've never heard of it.
No.
That's wild.
Wait till you see some pictures. This little sucker.
Okay, so like when you say it, all I think of is like a Lost Boy or like you know the movie Good Dinosaur with the little boy who like
the little dirty.
a little dirty, like wearing a sarong like made out of animal fur or something. It's not what it is.
No.
Oh dear, is it terrifying?
No. It's kind of.
That voice makes it sound like it could be cute.
It could be.
Okay,
If you want it to be.
it's probably not. No, that's oh dear God, it's like a pine cone on steroids. I mean, no, not a pine cone.
Porcupine.
That's what I meant to say.
And fun fact, they often will like disguise themselves as porcupines.
So it's basically like a porcupine human.
Yeah, it's like this little like troll type thing.
Okay.
With porcupine quills.
Okay. That's not cute.
So the creature is found primarily from Delaware up to Prince Edward Island, Massachusetts, and Indiana, and like up in the Great Lakes area. But it's also, you ready for it?
Yeah.
It has also been recorded as being seen in the Appalachian
The Appalachians.
The Appalachian Mountains. Now, we got some shit on the TikTok for saying Appalachian instead of Appalachian.
But we were right.
We were right, god damn it.
Yeah,
Not
I mean-
like my Oregon Trail.
And when we say we, I mean you, because I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I just copy. That's the part where I just trust the process. Like you should have trusted the process from the Oregon. Wait.
Uh-huh.
I was going to call, but I was also going to call myself an Oregonian or I don't know, Oreganoan. I don't know what it is. You know,
Oregano. You're Italian?
You're Italian? Oregano. That's how the Aussies say it.
Oregano.
But no, from a PNWer, you should have trusted how to pronounce the Oregon Trail.
I'm from the Northeast.
I know, and I'm not, so that's why I trust you on how to say Appalachia. Just kidding. Appalachia.
An Appalachia. Throw it Appalachia.
No, that's what it is. Throw an Appalachia.
Throw an Appalachia.
I've been seeing what I fucking hate is that your phone listens to you. And ever since we had that conversation, my TikTok has been even worse with the Appalachian stuff.
I'm not going to lie. I was going over the episodes that I already had written today. And I'm like, I'm just not in the mood. So I wrote this one today.
Yeah.
But I almost I almost wrote one on like Appalachian folklore.
Oh.
But I feel like I need more time for that.
But I feel like we have to do that because
abso-freaking-lutely.
It's terrifying.
Oh. Pukwudgies are said to be small creatures from about 2 to 3 feet tall. They have human-like features, but longer ears, noses, and fingers. Obviously.
They're like a hobbits. No, not hobbitses. They're like
a goblin.
like a golem.
Hobbitses have. Excuse you. Did you know that Gollum was actually a hobbit? Ma'am, he was Smeagol and the ring.
Smeagol. Did I do it? Almost.
I know.
Shh. Now you told me I can kind of do it, so I'm just gonna keep. It's the only accent I might be able to do. Accent. Yeah.
What's precious?
I'll get there.
Their skin is reported to be gray and smooth, and they are often compared to goblins or trolls. Now,
that does look like a goblin for sure.
Yeah, but when I read that, all I could think of was the grays, because remember how there's the tall ones and the short ones?
Yes, but they don't have spiny backs unless
they don't have spiny backs.
The spine on their back is like
be a backpack.
I was just about to say, or a defense, a disguise. They hang out with their porcupine friends. You never know.
When I did live in Vermont, we lived way out in the woods. We had like a mile-long driveway, and there was always this giant porcupine
Yeah.
And he'd just be waddling, and you'd have to stop because he'd be in the middle of the road, and you just kind of, okay, dude.
Take your time, bro.
Yeah, and he'd just be waddling. I mean, we had dogs that would come back with porcupine quills all the time, and my dad would have to get like, the pliers. These creatures are said to be mischievous and love to play pranks. They love to taunt and harm humans. Lovely. They use their magic. They can create fire. They use poison arrows, and they love to lure people to their death. It is like their favorite pastime.
Via belting them with a pine cone?
Sometimes. Or, poison arrows.
Or fire.
Or fire. Legend states that Pukwudgies can appear and disappear whenever they want, and they can also shapeshift. When they do shapeshift, it's often into other woodland creatures to blend in, such as a porcupine. Some of them have been described as walking around in the woods and as their true form, which looks like a half troll, half human creature. Native cultures believe that the Pukwudgie was once friendly and lived in harmony with humans.
Oh.
But
Something went awry.
at some point they turned against humans and became spiteful and harmful.
I blame the pilgrims.
Probably.
Just saying.
Whitey's fault over here.
Yeah, they tried to baptize them all. Tell me I'm wrong.
Natives believe that if you see a Pukwudgie, it's just best to leave it alone.
Yeah, they know what they're talking about.
Leave it
They
alone.
know what they're doing. It's probably the white people who tried to fuck with it. And
Probably.
and then they pissed them all off.
If you annoy a Pukwudgie, they could kidnap you or your children. They could put you off a cliff.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Did I say that correctly?
You said a cliff, but I knew what you meant.
They could push you off a cliff. They could use sand to throw in your eyes and try to blind you. They could attack you with spears or knives that are possibly tipped with poison. All bag of tricks.
I don't like it.
One folklore tells that the Pukwudgie began tormenting native tribes out of jealousy of the giant named, I believe it's called Maushop. Maushop is a giant in native folklore who is often seen as a hero and provider to the Wampanoag people. Because of the native tribe's devotion to Maushop, and I've looked it up, that's the best I can figure out.
Okay.
It is said that Pukwudgie grew jealous and began to do things to the native people to disrupt their lives and their devotion to the giant. They became hostile to humans and began killing the giant's 5 sons. Some versions of the story say that the Pukwudgie killed the giant himself in spite of the native people. So he just didn't like that all of their devotion was going to someone else.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Pukwudgies were sometimes referred to as Wagenies, just another name for the small folk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bag of genies.
Bagwagenies.
Bag of genies.
Bag of genies. Don't we each... Whoa, you just like completely smacked yourself.
Did. Ow.
Oh, you good? Yep, we're good. We're good. Moving right along. Pukwudgies are said to be solitary creatures who live deep. So they're said to be solitary creatures who live deep in the woods, and it's very hard to find them when you set out to. Typically, they find you.
They go on a hunt?
They go on. Now, the threat of the Pukwudgie posed to the people was based on the threat that the Pukwudgie posed on the people was based on region. Some tribes said that they were good creatures and sometimes even helpful. That was more in the transatlantic states. Some said that they were tricksters, mischievous but harmless, and that was in the Great Lakes. Some said that they would murder you in your sleep. That was in New England.
But also,
that's from my neck of the woods.
I mean, I'm just saying it could be, human beings are the same. Some are nice, some are pranksters, and some will murder you no matter what. So you never know.
That's true.
It could be based on their personality.
Now, why did we go Southern?
I have no idea.
I just did it because you did.
No, you did it first. I have no idea. I don't know where it came from.
Replay. Let's see. That's from my neck of the woods.
Meg did it first.
If you do happen to run into a Pukwudgie, just leave it alone. If you don't, it will set its sights on you. Some have the ability to erase your memory so that you get lost and confused and don't know how to get home.
Straight up Men in Black status. Yeah. They were like the OG Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a little toot-toot thing.
Yeah, they just had magical powers and just busted out your eyeballs or something.
Illusion.
Is it illusion if they erase your memory?
What is that from?
I don't know. Something stupid.
Power of illusion. Boo Boo will know.
Is it Monty Python again?
No. Come on. It's Arrested Development.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that.
The dense concentration of the Bridgewater Triangle forest. So we're going to talk about the Bridgewater Triangle, but the Pukwudgies are primarily, or there's a lot of instances of the Pukwudgie in the Bridgewater Triangle, and it's a very, very dense forest. So a lot of concentration of trees and a lot of sightings of Pukwudgies.
Okay.
There's also odd occurrences that happen there, big feats,
Bigfoots?
ghosties.
Ghosties. Is it attached to the Appalachians?
No. Massachusetts is not attached to the
I don't know these things. Appalachians? But maybe it's a part of the mountain. There's some like undercore of like magicalness that comes from all of like that side that
like the mountain range.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like the Long Trail, which is a part of the Appalachian Trail in Vermont. It's not it's like through New England. It's not attached to Appalachia by any means.
But do you think it could have been attached like in like Pangea, like we talked about? Like
it
that,
could,
like somewhere over there that does have magical. I'm just saying.
I mean, if I saw a map, I could tell you for sure, but that doesn't seem like a far stretch based on like where the region is and where Scotland is.
What I want to know is that like what did we use to connect to that
on this side?
Yeah, that could be something mystical. That might be something that like makes sense why we have so many big Bigfoot sightings.
Bugfoot.
Bigfoot.
The supercontinent of Rodinia. I have no idea.
But what we were attached to like China or
I have to look at a map. You can't tell
Russia?
me words. I need to look at an actual map. Okay, here we go. I mean, no, we were kind of always on our own. We were on there's Pangea. Mm-hmm. There's the United States, now known as the United States. It's a bunch of fake lines on a map, if I'm being quite honest. But right there, we were always kind of on the water.
Okay. Well, never mind.
We're
just fucked up all on our own.
Done messed up, Ron.
Yep.
Pukwudgies are the primary cryptid in this region.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And I've never heard of it.
You never heard of it?
That's wild.
I have, but I don't think I heard about it growing up. I think it's more in my later years.
Well, yeah, because you love the cryptid thing. Cryptids aren't my jam other than I love Bigfoot. Like, Bigfoot's cool. But, like, it's just not been my,
I think they're kind of cute. In Freetown State Forest in Massachusetts, there is a sign that says, Pukwudgie Crossing.
Okay.
I want a picture of that sign. I want to go there, and I want to find a picture. The state police in Massachusetts constantly are getting phone calls of reported Pukwudgie sightings. Mm-hmm. A woman was walking in the woods with her dog and came across the Pukwudgie. She saw it, and once she figured out what it was, she knew to just leave it alone. However, after she went home, the Pukwudgie followed her, and it would appear in looking inside of the window and constantly wake her up in the middle of the night. And this happened until she moved out of the region.
Terrifying.
But, I mean, we talked about that with leprechauns. There was a leprechaun that this woman came across, and...
But did leprechauns kill you?
I mean, they would take your kids away. Like, it's all part of the...
Supposedly.
Tawutha De Den and, like, the fairy realm.
Yeah, true.
I think all the origins are the same. It's just the native people of the land are giving it descriptions based on their perspective.
I feel like the worst thing that the leprechauns did was go into the basement of your house and drink all your booze.
Eat your eyeballs like olives.
That was supposedly.
Allegedly.
I know that they allegedly also drink all the wine in my glass all the time.
Always.
Goddamn leprechauns.
It's their fault.
I just blame them constantly.
Other witnesses that have come across the Pukwudgie describe it as having fur all over, glowing red eyes, and a nose and snout like a wolf. The creature is said to run in the opposite direction, screeching and moaning at times.
Yikes.
That's kind of scary. If the creature sounds familiar, there are some reasons why. The Pukwudgie was a house in Harry Potter. It was one of the North American houses of witchcraft and wizardry. So you have Hufflepuff,
Ravenclaw,
Gryffindor, Ravenclaw. Which one are you?
Slytherin. I'm not Slytherin. I didn't mean to say that. I think I'm Hufflepuff.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
No, I think I'm Gryffindor. Hufflepuffs are like I think I'm Gryffindor. I'm Gryffindor.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
How do you know what you are?
I don't know. I took one of those BuzzFeed quizzes.
That's what I did too, but I think I'm Gryffindor.
Of course you are.
It's fucking cool.
So in North America, they had a school of witchcraft and wizardry, and it is said that all of the houses are named after a native tribe or a native.
Got it. That also makes sense.
Mythical creature, and one of them are the Pukwudgies.
So, and Mr. Boo Boo said that he thinks it came from. There's also like a grim. That's like a newer Harry Potter like off.
The one where he has the suitcase and all the animals come out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Creatures.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. But it's not the Harry Potter movie series.
I liked those ones where he came.
I didn't see them, so I don't know.
You didn't see him where he came to the States and he was like in New York and his suitcase had all the creatures and they got out.
Oh, that's exciting. No,
I like it.
I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it.
Like the Niffler. You don't know what a Niffler is?
No.
It's like a little badger. What are those things in Australia that are like messed up?
A bandicoot?
I mean, that's cool.
Wombat?
But no, the one
Tasmanian devil.
The one that you saw, it's got a bill, it lays eggs, but it's a mammal.
Platypi?
It's like a platypus.
Yeah, a platypus. Mm-hmm. One of those. Do you like how many random things I came out with just then?
You came out with a lot. Some of them I didn't even know. What was that first one?
A bandicoot.
I have never heard
it
that
looks like a combination of like a rat and a rabbit kind of thing.
Bandicoot.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. If we Google it, we'll see. I don't think I said this on this on the podcast yet, that I went into my daughter's class.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. And I ended up like I do art docent. So you go and you teach like an art project, and this like month needed to be cultural. And so I was like, well, we're going to do it on Australian Aboriginal dot art, which is actually very cool and easy for the kids to do and fun. Mm-hmm. And so I sent my lesson plan to Kyler's teacher, and Kyler's teacher, I show up to school that morning with like all my stuff, and she goes, "Oh, did you see my email from this morning?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, I hope you don't mind. I invited all of the 4th grade classes to come and listen to your thing." And honestly, I didn't mind, but I also was like, "Look, you guys, we know this from this podcast. I am not a teacher. Who lets me talk to kids?"
And what did you make them eat?
I gave them all Vegemite.
And how did that go?
I mean, they all pretended like they liked it. That was what I didn't anticipate, is that 4th graders, they're all trying to be like cool. And so they all like ate it.
Is nasty.
And they pretended like they liked it. But then afterwards they were like gagging on the side and being like, that was horrible.
What did the 4th grade teacher compare it to?
I don't remember.
I believe she said, "This is what I imagine a Band-Aid tastes like."
Oh, yes, she did say that. Did I tell you that, or did she tell you that?
No, you told me that.
Yeah. She goes, yeah, and she's also pregnant, by the way. So, like, her senses are, you know.
Yeah, give the pregnant lady Vegemite.
Hey, she wanted it. I didn't force anything, okay? Also, my favorite teacher of all time.
She's just a wonderful human being.
The best.
Pukwudgies are also linked to leprechauns of Ireland. They could hide in plain sight. They could become invisible. They play tricks on humans. They can steal children. They can steal your belongings or torment you. And they are said to lure people into the woods when they feel like it. I mean, same.
I'm still not convinced that Pukwudgies are not leprechauns or tiny folk.
A rose that by any other word
that have murdered porcupines and then wear their quills on their back. That's what they look like to
brownies.
me.
Brownies do that.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Look like they're just warrior status.
Well, you got to be tough in these good old United States.
The woods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pukwudgies can lure you into the woods by creating orbs or fires that lure you in. Mm-hmm. And you're like, "Ooh, what's that? Mm-hmm. Is it a will-o'-the-wisps?"
The wisps.
And then you go in, and then they stab you.
It's like a fey trap.
It's like a fey trap.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those ones on TikTok that are like, "If this isn't a fey trap, then I don't know what
is." And it's like a single leaf. Yeah.
Yeah, or like a spitting flower. Have you seen the ferns that will actually move?
Uh-huh.
And like if you wave to them, they'll respond. Mm-hmm. That's like a real thing.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to go commune with
wait, have
nature.
we said this on the podcast before, but we haven't done this when we're with each other. You have to tell a tree to touch you.
Said that.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It works. I'm telling you. It works. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. You're game on.
Game on. I've done it a bunch of times and it worked every time.
Some legends say that Pukwudgies can shapeshift into cougars or bears that would kill you.
Okay.
And they are sometimes believed to have the power over the spirits that they take. So if they kill you, then you're theirs.
Damn.
Yeah. But I feel like, you know, if you get killed by a bear or a cougar or something like that. Like, that's a good way to say, oh, it was the Pukwudgies. Don't go out. The Pukwudgies
1000%.
will
I
get
think
you.
that
You
there's
know?
also like a stealing children factor of it, where it's like a way to make. I don't know if it makes you feel better, but like think about like someone kidnapping them versus like an animal eating them.
It's like
back.
We
Do-
talked
do you know
about
what I'm saying? Like-
we talked about in the leprechaun episode where if a child would die, it was said that a leprechaun came and switched out the child,
Yeah.
and it was actually a fairy that died.
Yeah.
And your child was off living with the leprechauns, and it's just kind of a happier reality.
I think that is, and that adds up to me.
You have to kind of think that way when you lose someone. You have to kind of think different things to keep your mind from
The reality.
crying
I can't imagine.
all the time.
Yeah, no.
So,
Well,
yeah.
especially with a child like that.
Well, yeah, and I hope
you can't even.
I never want to experience that. Moving on. A woman wrote into the New England folklore blog to tell a tale of something that happened to her 30 years ago. She states that the first encounter was something that happened to her brother, Bob. He was a small child at the time and was watching TV with his cousins at their grandparents' house in Lawrence, Massachusetts. So she describes it as the couch was facing the TV and the back of the couch was to everyone was facing away from the door.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the couch is facing the TV. The back of the couch was towards the door.
Towards the door.
Yeah, okay.
So they were watching the TV and Bob felt something pull on his hair. He thought it was his cousin Sandra and told her to stop. Sandra said she didn't pull on his hair and had no idea what he was talking about. They went back to watching TV, and a few minutes later, Bob felt his hair being pulled again. He yelled at Sandra, who still denied touching her hair, and a few seconds later, he felt another tug on the back of his hair. This time, he turned around. He was angry at this point, and he was ready, expecting to see Sandra kind of crouching behind the couch, playing a prank on him. He did not expect to see what he saw. He turned around, and it was not Sandra. He saw a little old lady with long white hair. She was about 2 or 3 feet tall, and when she saw Bob looking at her, she turned and quickly ran towards the door that led outside. Bob got up, jumped over the couch, ran after her, but before either of them reached the door, she vanished into thin air.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an old lady. That's not a Pukwudgie.
They're shapeshifters, are they not?
Oh, I guess. It sounds like the old hag to me, but okay.
Ooh.
Potato, tomato.
Ooh. I like that. Bob was very surprised, and he ran and told his grandmother what had happened. His grandmother looked at him and said, "Don't worry, they're friendly." Okay. The writer into this blog had another incident. She said that her mother took her brother, again Bob, and their cousins to the movies. After the movies, they went to their grandparents' house, but when they got there, the door was locked, indicating that they were gone. The grandparents had a policy, like most of our parents, you leave, you turn the freaking light off.
Right.
And I didn't get that as a child, but now
Do you want to know what
turn the goddamn light off.
my dad did because we would never turn lights off?
What?
He put timers on our lights. Our lights were timers, and they would go for an hour. And so
And then they turn off.
and then they turn off. And so we had timers on our lights
Well done, Bill.
until we were from 13 until we were I think he switched them out 3 years ago. So all of our rooms had timers for lights.
I think that's brilliant because my children will always leave their light on.
It's literally me leaving the house to go somewhere, and I go through every single room.
I do it too.
Yeah.
Because every penny, man. Every penny.
I mean, I don't pay the electric bill. Mr. Boo Boo does. I don't even see it. I have no idea. But it's also just I feel like
I tell you, it's
a
a
waste.
lot.
I just don't leave the lights on for unnecessary. I like a natural light anyways. I don't like having lights on if I don't have to.
I don't like lights. I don't like a nice lamp. I love lamp.
I love lamp.
I love
lamp.
We gotta watch that movie
I was about
together.
to say the fact that we both have a quote that
Yes,
we know is
we
very
know that
impressive.
one.
That's Anchorman, everyone.
Rich mahogany.
I love lamp. But did you know that not liking overhead lights, those bother the shit out of me?
Oh, I don't at all.
That's a neurodivergent thing.
Really? I mean, we all know I have crippling anxiety. Same.
It's very similar.
Same.
Pretty sure they're going to come out and be like, oh, crippling anxiety goes with ADHD, goes with autism, they're all hand in hand.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Which basically everyone has a portion of, so.
It's an umbrella.
But my ADHD is if a light is on over my head, I'll hit the point and I'm I can't even focus on, I can't work. I have to have
Yeah.
which I think is why I was very focused on my house having so much natural light.
Yeah. One thing that I've always said, like, I love my house and I've really created it into something that I love, which, by the way, now I'm like, I'm going to gut this whole goddamn house and redo it. And I'm in the process.
I know. I'm excited for you.
But one of the things I want in my next house, if I ever can afford a next house, morning light in the kitchen.
We have that. It's so great.
I don't.
Ours
I don't.
streams through and I fucking love it.
That I want. Like,
Yeah.
so Amanda, our friend Amanda, shaves her grandma's cat, lives behind me. And sometimes the light, like in the summer, will hit her window and come into the kitchen.
I thought you were about to say it went into Amanda's house, and I was like, or into her kitchen. I was like, what way? I know her house. There's no way.
No, it'll hit the window on the side of her house and kind of bounce back into my kitchen.
What you're telling, we just need to put a mirror up in your yard up so that
we need to put a mirror on Amanda's house.
Okay.
So that it constantly streams into my kitchen.
Just get a reflective film on the window, and then it'll.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But we also have to have sunshine.
But I also love it summer evenings because when I'm cooking dinner, the sun will be streaming into the kitchen. And I do love that too, but I feel like I would benefit more in my soul from that morning light.
Want to know how often I have light in my kitchen and living room?
How often?
As long as the sun is out.
Good for you.
Because it goes from one side to the other because of where it faces.
I love that for you.
I love it for me. But we almost bought a house that was up facing the same way as Amanda's.
And so mine.
The next, well, yes, but yours faces.
Oh, her face is like kitty wampus to mine. There's a word I haven't used in a while.
I'm going to go with kitty corner. I don't know what the fuck kitty wampus is.
Oh. There's no way to know.
I'm questioning your mental stability right now, but that's fine.
I was like 21 years old when we bought our house. Like that was not on my radar. My radar was I was living in an apartment and I was 8 months pregnant and I needed a house before I had that baby.
I was in my 30s when we bought this and then also was a photographer. So my job is working with light and I knew I needed light because our other house didn't face light either.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need fucking light. I need light in this house. I'm going to lose my mind. And we walked in, it was all lit up and I knew it would be lit up all day. Because I also have an app on my phone that shows where the sun hits. Oh. So I started researching the houses based on where the sun hit. I learn something new every day.
I love my house. And I have created the outside to be like exactly what I want. I love it.
Your outside is beautiful.
It makes me like anxious at the thought of starting over, but my house is small. And I want a bigger house for my children.
To be clear, your house is not small.
It's 1,800 square foot and there's 6 people living in it.
Mine's 24. Wild.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
it's layout. It's all layout.
It's layout. Wild.
Isn't that? Wow.
Yeah.
Yours is that much bigger than mine?
Mine's 20 or maybe 22. But 20, it's 20 something.
Yeah.
I think it is 24.
I have the house in my mind. I have exactly what it looks like. I know exactly
you
what
have
it looks like.
Bigger backyard than I do. So
yes.
I wish we had that.
Yeah, and it gets a little tight in the winter. We're going to cut all this probably. But it gets a little tight in the winter, but in the summertime because of what I've done in the outside, like I love it.
The outside in.
The writer to this blog had another incident. Their mother took them, brother, cousins to the movies, and afterwards they went to the grandparents' house. They got there, the door was locked. Policy to turn all the lights off. That's how we got on.
Oh yeah, that was where we were. Yes.
No one was home, so the kids started peering into the window because they noticed a light was on. Hang on.
Why is there a light on?
Why is there a light on?
They must be awake.
Why is the rum always gone? So the cousin thought, oh, maybe somebody is home and the cars aren't here. And they went and peered in the window to get a closer look. They jumped back and screamed, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This was a child. The mother stepped up to the window and looked inside. There she found a short old man with long white hair, and he was running out the back door of the living room. She gathered up the kids and got out of there.
I don't like that.
Old short people running around.
Yeah.
The writer to the blog said that the family still talks about these encounters and they believe that this was instances of Pukwudgies. In the Bridgewater Triangle documentary on YouTube, there is a segment called Creature Interviews. This is my favorite. I love this story so much. Like, this is the first story I ever heard of a Pukwudgie from a podcast. You cut that because this guy would get super pissed off if he ever heard anybody talking about it because that's who he is as a person.
Oh, so no one can talk about something he's spoken about?
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Oh,
This
I believe it. I believe it.
I love his podcast.
No,
but he's a
that's why
dick.
like he just gets mad if people like refer to his.
Mm-hmm. And if any criticism of anything, and he will go like full out. Like he's a dick. Never be friends with him.
I wasn't planning on it.
He's just pretentious. Anywho's, so Bill Russo Sr. gave an interview of his encounter with a Pukwudgie. Mm-hmm. Bill said that he had lived in the Bridgewater Triangle area for more than a decade. He lived a few hundred yards from the Hockomack Swamp. We'll get more into that in another episode, but this is an area with a lot of activity. Okay. When he moved to the area, he had no idea that monsters were all around until he actually saw them. Can I just say, I want to be in an area with spooky things? Like
we are.
But I've never seen one.
Right place, right time. It's called divine intervention.
I want to believe. What's that from?
I don't know, but I also don't know that we can be friends if you're summoning things. So you want to see them. I don't. I am just now okay with ghosts.
Can I have a request for my funeral? Can you have little paper Ouija boards that you hand out and say, let's keep in touch?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Only if you promise at my funeral that if anybody wears black, you literally kick them in their shins and that it's only champagne. And I don't want any sad stories. I want like only the stories of me being dumb and stupid.
Yes, I will play all this back.
And I don't want any of that. And I want happy music.
Also, please play Another One Bites the Dust.
I don't think that's what I want at mine, but
oh, I do.
I only want happy music.
I do, and it's recorded now, so
everyone can cry for like 5 minutes. I'll let them cry for 5 minutes, and then after that, everyone needs to get blacked out drunk on expensive champagne. I will only accept expensive champagne.
Okay, wait, what's the one you like?
Veuve. That's like the bottom of the barrel for what I need for my funeral. You're not paying for it. Don't worry.
Okay. So whoever is paying for it, I will buy Veuve. That's probably my price range.
Multiple bottles.
Well, yeah.
My favorite is like Beakheart salmon, and that one's she's an expensive bitch.
For you, boo.
Anything.
But
this better happen when I'm like 90, so it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, we got at least another 20 years.
And that's just shut the fuck up. Who's got 20 years? Bitch, you're only a year younger than me.
But still younger.
Offensive in my soul.
Ouija board. Let's keep in touch.
I love that though. I love that.
Do it.
I need to come up with something that's like every time you say the word fuck, think of me. Or like, something like that. I don't know.
This book that I'm reading, which I absolutely love, is talking about right now. I've been talking to you about this book because it's just like so many
Wait, is it the
things.
magic book?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but...
No, but it's not the magic book, like the one that I said my mom was obsessed with too?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
That's a different one. But she's like, write your own eulogy. Tell the people that are in your life, like not somebody that's like your family member because they might be too within grief.
Right.
Like
tell a good friend.
Tell somebody what it is that you want.
I mean, I've said to my sister over and over again that like, when I die, I want to be cremated or something along those lines, I believe. I don't want to be buried. But every time I say it to my husband, he's like, yeah, we'll just put you down a river. And I'm like, Shannon, if you let Mr. Boo Boo do what he thinks he wants to do to me, like put me down a river, I'm going to murder him.
Not unless.
In my death.
Not unless putting you down the river means to put your body on a craft and then set it on fire and like a Viking funeral. Can I give you a Viking funeral?
I honestly love that idea more than I love throwing my ashes down a river.
Cremation, fire show.
I love fire, but with booze. You got to light me on fire with rum 151.
Always the rum.
And flowers.
Oh, I will pour the rum on you.
Thank you, Meg. I think it might be a little bit illegal. I'm just saying. I think it's like against the law. You can't like cremate someone on your own, but that's fine.
It's our beliefs.
Yeah. I don't know that's how it works.
I don't know.
I just want to be in a warm water somewhere.
I mean, you're going to be off in the cosmos. You're going to be sitting in the center of the sun, traveling through time,
sitting up, watching all these dumbasses cry over me, be like, you motherfuckers.
If you only knew.
Now we know. If Meg or I ever die, we don't want any stupid funerals, okay? So don't fuck with us. I don't want a funeral and a memorial service.
Cry for me. Argentina.
I was gonna say lunatics, but it's fine.
Same difference.
All right, we're alive now, so let's keep on these pick me wedgies or whatever the fuck.
Pukwudgies. Okay, so Bill lived in a ranch in a like a ranch home. You don't call them that here. They are ramblers.
I was about to say they're ramblers. Yeah.
Ramblers.
My parents had a rambler
In Rainham, Massachusetts. His house was about 600 yards from the tree line of the forest. He worked in an ironworks company and was on the swing shift, so he'd get home around midnight, and every night he would take his dog Sammy for a walk. The dog was an 80-pound Rottweiler, so he never felt like he was unsafe. He had this ginormous dog with him at all times.
protective.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Did he die by Pukwudgie?
He said that Sammy was a fearless dog and that he would defend him if needed. This story, I have questions. But Bill said that one time he went to the zoo and a bison saw Bill and charged at him, hitting the fence that stood between him. Sammy charged the fence, barking, ready to defend his owner. Why the hell would you bring a dog to a zoo?
Because people are fucking crazy. I'm going to go another side tangent that might get cut out for time, but there was this TikTok that went around. The girl ended up having to delete her whole account because she brought her fucking French bulldog like pet into Trader Joe's and it peed all over the fish sticks in the frozen aisle. And she gets on TikTok thinking she's telling a funny story, being like, yeah, I brought my dog in. First of all, service animals are the only thing that should be allowed into a store.
Yeah, but people lie about that all the time.
Unless someone tried to give me stuff for our dog when we got her so I could take her into a store. And I was like, no, because people who have service animals actually need them. Like actually need them to detect things.
Yeah, you can't ask somebody if it's a legit service animal.
You cannot ask. And so people do it because they feel like it.
You can buy it anywhere. You can buy the...
No, mine was, yes. Someone gave me like a fake one they found online.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. But I've never taken her. And I took her to Petco, but she's allowed in Petco. When she was a puppy, I wouldn't take her anymore because if she sees another dog, she's not aggressive, but she'll bark and too much. I have too many kids. It's too much effort with a dog. I love you, Jandis, but not that much.
Yeah.
Anywho,
you basically have 4 children.
I have 5, including my husband.
Wow.
That's a story for another day.
So we both have 5 children.
Yeah, we do.
There you go.
You have a dog too, though, so it doesn't count the same. Okay.
Train of thought just completely derailed.
Anyways, this girl's dog peed all over the fish sticks.
That's disgusting.
I want to know, how you have your dog in a shopping cart that's peeing on fish sticks.
Well, that's where my mind first went, like logistics. How does that work?
That you don't realize. So then she tells that there was a worker who saw it all happen, and they both just apparently stared at each other like, what the fuck is going on? Like the girl didn't stop her dog from peeing on these fish sticks.
I would be mortified.
And then she was irritated because she had to buy all of the fish sticks and they packed it up in a box covered in her dog's piss, which is then a biohazard in a grocery store.
This story is not true. I mean, it's true, but they didn't pack up her come on.
No, they did. And now Trader Joe's has signs out in front that specifically say, we cannot ask if your dog is a service dog or not. So if they are not, do not bring it into our store. Do not put us in this situation. She got so annihilated on TikTok, she had to delete all of her social media.
That's insane.
That she's that dumb?
That's insane. Yes. Yes.
Like the audacity. It's like how people
just the
be like
privilege that you feel to think that.
And she was saying it like it was so funny. Like it was this thing. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's the ignorance.
I will say that one time I took a child I birthed and she was potty training into Trader Joe's, and we walked through the front doors and we had just started potty training and she peed on the carpet when we walked in, and we turned around and walked right out. But
I was at Marshall's.
But it was a kid, not a dog. It's a human.
And
it wasn't on food.
I was at Marshall's with my oldest, and I was trying on clothes.
I mean, mine was my oldest too. But
and we were in the dressing room, and she peed Same thing, just starting to potty train. And I'm looking all around, freaking out. What do I have? And I looked in my purse. I had a sock.
Well,
So I just slapped it up with a sock, stuck it back in my purse. And
ours was like on the mats when you walk in. You know, they have mats on the ground.
Yeah.
So I
It's
was
not
like, wasn't absorbed. I mean, it was fully absorbed. There was nothing I could do. And I just like turned around and I was like,
goodbye.
and I was like, I hate my life. But she didn't pee all over the fish sticks.
She did
or
not
food.
pee. And if she did, you would have been like, I am so sorry. Let me pay for this. You wouldn't have been like justifying yourself.
Also, if there was like a puddle in the middle of the floor, I mean, I've had that happen at Target. One of the girls puked.
Movie theater.
Yeah, like been there, done that. Where you have to like get people and I would never just leave it, but it was like absorbed by a rug, and I was like, well, okay, goodbye. Buy the flowers. It wasn't toxic.
One of my girls was playing the arcade at the movie theater, and we were potty training, and we're like, we're fine. She's doing great.
Nope.
I definitely made my husband go up to the counter and be like, "Arr."
Our Target one was it was a random, like, you know, when kids just like puke randomly?
Yes,
Yeah, like
what
a random
is with
puke. I don't know.
that?
And we had Tex's best friend Fleety was living with us at the time, or staying with us for like 2 months. He was like my pseudo husband at the time. And we went to a doctor's appointment. He went with me, helped me with the doctor's appointments where the girls had to get shots.
Adorable.
He's the best. And well, he's Kyler's godfather.
This is Skippy, right?
Yep, Skippy. And then we went into Target, and just walking down the aisle, which maybe was associated with the shots. I don't know. And I remember sitting there being like, I hate my life. And Fleety was like, I got it, and went over and got the person. He was also barefoot, because in Australia they go into the stores barefoot. And I remember being like, you're going to get us kicked out, Fleety.
Barefoot, no shirt, no shoes, no service.
He had a shirt on, so there was that.
But you had barefoot and, biohazard.
Yeah. Vomit. But we told the people in it, and I cleaned it up. I wouldn't let them clean it. I cleaned it up. I was like, give me that. We were cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Not good.
One time we went to, it was on my oldest's birthday, and we went to Red Robin, and I had a baby at the time. And we were with my friend who didn't have children. She was like young 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's a great friend. She was just with us all the time. And we went, and my baby had a blowout. So I took her out to the car to change her and clean all that up. And then all of a sudden, everybody comes out, and my husband's like, yep, Mia just threw up all over the table. And I'm to my friend, I'm like, well, you're never going to have kids now.
This is another one we're going to cut, but I'm just going to go with it. During COVID times, when everyone had to wear masks in and out of restaurants, it was Easter and Fallon's birthday, which all coincide. It's like this time of year. And Knox's birthday. I think it was his first birthday, and maybe second. And we were at my parents' house, and we were all going out to Billy McHale's, which is like a restaurant in Federal Way. And we're all walking, and it's the Easter Eve, the day before Easter, and we all have masks on, including Leia.
Oh, no.
And we walk through the door, and Leia throws up inside of her mask as we are walking inside of a mask. Do you know what happens when you throw up inside of a mask?
I do not. Please tell me.
Come back all over you. And I was already in the restaurant with everybody else. So Tex had her. He had to come grab me and be like, they won't let us in because she just vomited as we walked in. And also I'm like, what the fuck? Then she proceeded to throw up every 20 minutes exactly for the next 12 hours. So the Easter Bunny would literally vomit, clean the vomit, or she would vomit. The Easter Bunny would clean the vomit, run downstairs, stuff some Easter eggs, run back upstairs to get ready for the next, put a timer for 15 minutes.
Because at that point, you know when it's coming.
And it was exact.
Mm-hmm. I've had that with kids.
Yeah,
where it's
exact.
very timed. That's when, because my husband worked nights for 15 years.
Yeah.
Those are the nights when you got to come home, because I have to be in this room with this kid because it's vomit every so many minutes.
Exact minutes. Mm-hmm. All right, we got to go with this.
So he brought Sammy for a walk every night. One night, Bill came home from work and brought Sammy out for his nightly walk. Mm-hmm. They usually stayed on the sidewalk for their strolls, but tonight Sammy was pulling to go into the trail by the woods, and the area was called the High Trees. They went on the trails for their walk. The area of woods was very dense, and this stretch of forest goes from Providence, Rhode Island, all the way up to Boston.
Damn.
It's very far.
Okay.
Like, this is a really big stretch of forest. Like, anything could be
around
living in there.
Yeah.
And you would never find it. I could be living in there and you would never find me. Sounds fantastic, to be quite honest. Like, let's go.
for you. But.
Let's go. Bill and Sammy made their way to the trail, went through the woods, came back to the sidewalk. Everything's fine. Heading back to the house. They walked across the street and were about 500 feet from their front door, and Sammy started to have a reaction that was pulling on the leash, whimpering, wouldn't move, wouldn't go towards the door.
Terrifying.
This is Sammy, who went up against a bison for his owner.
Yeah. Oh, that's how we got there. The bison at the zoo.
Yeah.
That's how we got there.
Yeah. That's why we told that story, because that's showing how brave
this dog was.
Yeah. Bill tried to lead Sammy home with the promise of food. You know how you say, let's go get supper. Let's go get supper.
Yeah.
You know, nothing would work.
I say, Janice, want a treat?
Yeah. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. Or sometimes Ichabod will get out and I have to be like, come on. Because that's what his food sounds like, right?
Well, or you just like shake it or
shake
open it or
yeah.
do whatever. Yep.
I actually killed my knee because I was in the fire pit area with all the stone, and Ichabod had gotten out, and I like lunged for him and my knees went right into that rock, but I got him.
What you do for the pets you love.
For the fur babies.
Yep.
Bill heard the danger before he saw it. In the dark, he heard some words. He heard, "Kier, Iwan Chu, Kier, Iwan Chu, Chu, Iwan Chu." And it was in a high-pitched voice, and it like kind of floated through the darkness. And it sounded like a child pleading. And so at first he's like, oh, this is a toddler that got out that is learning how to talk in the middle of the dark.
What
like
the hell?
In the middle of the night, what is going on? So he saw something kind of in the shadow up in the woods. There was a street light, and then there was the shadow, and he saw something moving in the shadow. And he's like, if this is a child, I have to go help. So whatever it was moved into the light, and he saw that it looked small, leaning more that he thought it was a child, but hairy. And it lifted up its hand, and it kind of like it moved its palm towards itself, like in a come here, like beckoning him.
Come hither.
Right? Yes. Like, but not quite.
That sounds more sexual, but okay. You do you. I feel like 20 out of 10 no.
So it was beckoning Bill and the dog to come closer. And it kept saying, Kier, Chu, Iwan, Chu, Kier, Chu, Iwan, Chu. It would just say that over and over and over again. Now Sammy was pulling Bill in the opposite direction. His head was down. He was cowering. He just did not want to move. At this point, Bill still thought it was a child, but he hadn't been able to get a good look at it and just assumed based on the stature and the language.
Okay.
Because you would think that. That's how little ones talk,
1,000%.
right?
Yeah.
Bill's like, I gotta help. If this is a child, it's the middle of the dark. I gotta
help. It's like
help.
the right thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
He called out, he's like, are you okay? Do you need help? Do you know where your house is? And it just kept saying, Iwan Chu, Chu, Iwan Chu. And then it would get louder in its responses. The dog kept whining and the strange sounds from this creature kept coming out, but it was words that Bill didn't understand. So he got a little bit closer and he got a better look. He realized this is not a kid. It was about 3 feet tall, covered in fur. And he said its face looked like a chipmunk, but it looked like it was kind of old and had like a pot belly. Like that looks like a goblin, right?
Yeah.
At this point, he was about 20 feet away from the creature and he took a step closer. But as he tried, Sammy whimpered louder and was like trying to get the other way. Bill now realized that this thing was not human, and he began to have this sense of fear, and he knew he didn't want to get any closer to the thing, so he backed away and went back the way he came and went in a large circle to get back to the house, to kind of go around this thing. Even though it was late, when he got home, he talked to his wife, he told her what he had saw, and he kept saying, this is what it said. Kier Iwan Chu, Kier Chu Iwan Chu. He and his wife finally decided that they deciphered what this thing was trying to say. Kier, come here. E want you, we want you.
So
come
I wondered
here,
if that's
we
what,
want
that
you.
was in my head. Every time you said it, I was like, is that what they're trying to say? Yeah.
So Bill had named whatever this was Littlefoot because it was hairy, it was like pot belly, it looked old, so he named it Littlefoot. And
Littlefoot's a cute little dinosaur.
that's
Littlefoot,
is that Littlefoot?
Land Before Time.
Yeah, is that Littlefoot?
No, Land.
Oh, I'm thinking Smallfoot, which is a Yeti movie. Yes, Littlefoot.
No, Littlefoot.
And
Land
his
Before Time.
Mother dies. All the mothers die.
That is literally the most traumatic. One of the most
Bambi,
traumatic.
Finding Nemo.
I mean, that's for you. Lion King.
Lion King.
When Mufasa dies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucked me up. I mean, I was already fucked up. But
Wow.
I'll add to it. But yes, me want you.
Yeah, me want you. Here. Me want you.
Here, come here. Me want you. Yeah.
So he called this thing Littlefoot, and at first he wasn't sure if the thing really wanted to harm him, if he was just like, what is this? I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And then he started learning that he lived in an area called the Bridgewater Triangle, and he realized that this Littlefoot was a creature
Talked about
that was very well known in the area, but they didn't call it Littlefoot. He learned that what he had witnessed was a Pukwudgie, and he also learned that he was lucky not to get any closer to this thing because local legend said that few who encountered the Pukwudgie lived to tell the tale.
Damn.
And this creature has been told in stories in the area since the 60s.
Yeah. I strongly believe that a lot of Native American folklore is true in some capacity.
But it's all related. If you look at every region in the entire world, I bet we go to the Philippines and we're going to find a little small statured creature that
has like spikes on its back and looks similar. Yeah.
You have the leprechaun, you have fairies, you have
I
brownies,
said that at the beginning of the episode. We started
Yeah.
talking and I was like, I bet you there's one in Australia too. It's so like when you start to realize that this is where the conspiracy theorists or whatever comes in.
I don't think it's conspiracy at all. I think it's just
Well, we think it's not. It could be.
could be.
Could be perceived as that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like
when you hear it from so many people for so long,
it's like pyramids are all over the world.
right?
So where did they learn to build them like this in the exact same way when they didn't even know that their civilizations existed? Dun, dun, dun.
Not for us to educate, but just believe.
Legend in the Bridgewater Triangle says that Pukwudgies have many supernatural powers. They're unable to pursue their victim, which is why they have to lure them in willingly before they can curse them. Sometimes the curse will end in immediate death, and sometimes the curse makes them wish they were dead.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Do I kind of want to see one?
Good for you.
Yes.
Okay, goodbye. You can see one. I'm good on that.
Kier.
No, thank you.
Iwan Chu.
Nope. No.
Yes.
No.
I want to know.
Good for you. I don't.
But yeah, that's...
I believe it. I don't think any...
Oh, no, I fully believe it. And I'm going to do some research because I'm sure there's something around this region that is the same
thing. Yep.
Same type of story.
You never know.
Yeah.
Probably. Everywhere. Like I said, Australia probably has the same thing, but with their echidna looking things.
What's that?
Echidna is our version... is their version of our porcupine, but the spikes are way thicker. They're way more aggressive.
Because everything in Australia is way more aggressive.
Yeah, way more fucking terrifying. It's like when I taught that class and all the kids were asking me like, doesn't every spider there want to kill you? And then I had to tell them that, yes, that's actually fucking true.
Yes.
I didn't say that word, but it is true.
Fight a kangaroo.
They also asked me about that, fighting kangaroos.
Have you ever fought a kangaroo?
I did not, but I ran one over with a car, so close enough. A few times. One time I was driving. The other time it was other people. You have rhubars on the front of your car, so it doesn't fuck them up. That's how normal it is.
Rhubarb? You mean
rhubars?
Do you mean rebar?
No, rhubars.
The frick is rhubars?
A rhubar is a kangaroo bar. Babe, come here, quick! What's a rhubar?
It's the thing that goes on the front of the car, so in case you hit a roo, it goes, rhubar.
I thought you were talking about rebar. Like, what are you trying to say?
No, it's literally called a rhubar. It's a kangaroo bar. So when you hit it, so it doesn't, so that they're on cars all over Australia, so that when you hit a kangaroo, it doesn't total your car.
So it's like hitting a deer here, but way worse.
Yes, but also can be the same. But over there, there's so much more.
A lot more frequent.
It's a lot more frequent, and it's all over, and it's common. And like I said, I've done like a few times, been in a car with a rhubarb, and like rhubarbs are everywhere. And it's a thing.
I want to see a kangaroo in the wild. I'm not gonna lie. I want to go to Australia.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Hitting a kangaroo was traumatizing as fuck. It's devastating. Like it's horrible. Like you feel so bad because they like. I mean, I've also hit a deer, so I've hit all the things.
I want to see a drop bear.
No, those aren't real. I mean, yes, they are real things.
Don't they have syphilis?
It's that or gonorrhea. That's a koala though.
Well, okay. What's a drop bear? I thought a drop bear was a koala.
No, they're not real.
Oh,
I mean, they are real. Drop bears are very real. And then you'll be walking along and they drop out of a tree and they attack you. And then you die. They also might be Australian folklore that people tell people as like a thing and they convince you it's real.
I thought what was that last part?
They try and convince you it's real. The Aussies
I thought a drop bear was like what a koala was.
Shh, I just told a whole American podcast that. The Aussies are going to come for me. They're going to hurt me after that.
You're not allowed to go to Australia now after this.
Nah, too bad.
Boo Boo will leave and you have to stay behind. You're gonna get to the border and they're gonna be like back.
You told the Americans about drop bears.
On that 20-hour plane ride.
Oh, like 14, 16.
Still sounds absolutely horrific. I hate it.
It's a good time.
No, it's not.
Anyways, well, there you go.
That is the Pukwudgie.
If you ever encounter a Pukwudgie, just like run. I don't know.
Yeah. Go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Don't seek it out.
Don't seek it out.
Don't talk to it.
Don't look at it if you can't.
Don't follow it into the woods.
And don't like shoot something at it, most certainly.
And certainly don't go near any cliffs.
They'll push you off.
Yeah, they will.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. You never heard of Pukwudgie before tonight.
Sure didn't.
Now you know.
Now I know. God, I learned so much on this podcast. So much. But want to know what I do know?
What?
That if you want to watch us, you can catch us on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
Lunatic Soup Podcast.
Still not sure how I feel about
and
that.
the social medias. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I am doing my best. Sometimes I fail at getting the YouTube videos up as quickly as I do this episode because I forget. And that's on me. It's on me.
It is what it is.
And I will forget, and because it takes so long to upload for the YouTube, and then I'll forget that I was uploading it, and then a day later I'll come back and be like, oh shit. So YouTube drops a day or two after.
It's fine.
Maybe 3.
It's
sometimes.
fine.
As long as the real episode's out on time.
Right. We haven't missed a day. Oh, and our 1-year anniversary is coming up soon.
Literally in a month.
That's insane.
1 year.
Where are we going to go to celebrate?
Fierce. Chillings, one of the two.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to join us for a 1-year celebration, please let us know.
Go to the other.
No, literally, let us know if you are in the Seattle area and you want to join us for our 1-year anniversary. Even if you're just our friend and want to join us, let us know because we have to do something.
We got to do something.
Or we'll throw a party at my house.
Guess what our anniversary is? It's real easy to remember.
May the 4th be with you. I think we were going 2 different Star Wars songs at the same time. You were going Darth Vader, and I was going
I was going
done. Anyways, but yeah,
you should dress up as Princess Leia. I know you have the costume.
Sure do. It's the slutty version though.
I'll be the Wookiee.
Tex does have a Wookiee bathrobe.
I'm sure
he does. So you could do that. Yeah, and I'll be slutty Princess Leia. It's fine.
Or C-3PO.
Yeah.
Or Jabba the Hutt.
Actually, my cousin Asia has that costume. She wore it to Disneyland during Halloween one time. It was fucking hilarious. Inflatable Jabba the Hutt.
I'll wear that.
I'm sure 100%. She's lost it. I'll ask her.
100%.
It was legit. But she lives in Utah. It's too far away.
A Wookiee.
Love a Wookiee.
Darth Vader.
I was Darth Vader 1 year for Halloween, and Kinley was Princess Leia, and Tex was Chewbacca. That was her first Halloween.
I want to be Boba Fett.
Yeah, okay, Boba Fett. That works.
And I want to sing the song.
What song?
The one that I told my daughter I'd pay her $20 if she learned, and then my husband got mad at me because it's a real inappropriate.
What does Boba Fett have to do with that? Anyways, all right.
Because that's what it's called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's all about Star Wars.
Oh.
Ding dong, you never listen to me when I actually sing it.
No, because you never reference Star Wars. It just has a bunch of swear words in it. So I didn't realize that was about Star Wars.
It's called That's a Vet.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Just because my husband likes Star Wars doesn't mean I know everything.
I don't give a fuck. I'm hunting solo. For all I care, you could be had in Yoda's dojo. Gotta make the money. Credit's no good when your job is running shop in your neighborhood.
Okay, well, I hear it now, but I named my child Leia.
You sure did.
But it wasn't like after Princess Leia. No, it wasn't. I just dreamt it was her name, and then I couldn't change it in my head.
Fair.
I mean, it was. It's accurate.
Fair.
And then now I fully accept it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, all right, you guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Find us on Lunatic Soup Podcast.
We already did all of that.
Yes,
we did. Yes,
we
you
really?
did. Yes, you did. We went on another tangent. Just go get yourself a lunatic soup.
And remember, in this crazy world,
it is fucking good to be a lunatic.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.